And we just learned Vice President Kamala Harris will make a stop in Nashville today as the expulsion of two black Tennessee lawmakers becomes a national issue. Our NBC News reporters are following the very latest developments on all these stories. And joining us now, I want to start with NBC's Ryan Nobles, watching the reaction from Washington to what's unfolded in Tennessee over the past 24 hours. Ryan, good to talk to you. What can you tell us?
Well, Yasmin, it's been pretty clear that Democrats here in Washington are very concerned about the precedent that is being set in Tennessee by the expulsion of these two young black lawmakers who were removed from their positions because of the way that they were pushing back against the state's efforts or lack of efforts to rein in gun violence. And we've seen statements from some of the most highest ranking members of Democratic leadership here in Washington, including the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, the Democratic leader on the House side, Hakeem Jeffries. And then we've just learned in the past few hours that the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, intends to make a trip to Tennessee and meet with these lawmakers who are on the front lines of this debate over the issue of gun violence and, of course, access to this debate on the State House floor. Now, this is an example of what's happening across the country, Yasmin, in terms of these supermajorities that have been created, both Republican and Democrat, in state legislatures across the country, that there really is no opportunity really for Democratic lawmakers in a state like Tennessee to have their voice heard and have legislation at least voted upon that deals with some of these major issues. And Democratic leaders here in Washington are warning that this is a trend that could continue in states across the country, kind of the suppression of both sides of point of view when it comes to issues like these. And they're warning that if something like this is not prevented from happening in a state like Tennessee, we could see it play out in states across the country.